External success is a highly engineered lie. You project massive wealth to your broke friends. You buy expensive dinners to prove your value. You wear luxury brands you cannot actually afford. But your bank account is secretly bleeding cash. You are entirely faking your whole financial lifestyle. You live in a constant state of panic. You are terrified someone will discover the truth. The global financial market is shifting violently today. Massive inflation is actively destroying your purchasing power. If you fund this fake lifestyle, you collapse. Your fragile ego will literally bankrupt you immediately. Wall Street absolutely loves your massive social insecurities. They use your extreme arrogance to steal equity. This clinical breakdown exposes the 5 fake habits. The financial elite actively suppress this psychological mirror. You must face your deep financial delusion today. Stop faking your success for broke strangers online. Start building real, invisible generational equity right now. Your financial success is fake. Society aggressively programmed your fragile human mind daily. They trained you to worship fake synthetic status. You constantly measure your self-worth by possessions. You falsely think looking rich means being rich. This is a catastrophic, fundamental global mathematical error. True, generational wealth is completely, entirely invisible today. True wealth is massive, automated daily cash flow. True wealth is holding untouchable, appreciating financial equity. Fake wealth is expensive designer logos and debt. Fake wealth is massive luxury car lease payments. You spend your entire corporate paycheck on props. You buy visual props to impress broke strangers. You are essentially building a massive fake movie set. You are not building a sovereign financial life. You are a highly paid, heavily taxed actor. You are simply playing the role of billionaire. When the social camera stops rolling, you panic. You are completely broke behind closed doors always. You have absolutely zero actual sovereign financial power. Your entire human existence depends on the next paycheck. You are one single medical emergency from ruin. You are one corporate layoff from absolute bankruptcy. A massive, fragile ego blinds you to danger. You are incredibly poor, but you are proud. You aggressively defend your shiny cage with life. You violently attack anyone exposing your financial reality. You prefer the comfortable lie over the brutal truth. The objective truth hurts your highly educated ego. You post fake happiness on social media daily. You desperately need strangers to validate your existence. External validation never pays your massive monthly mortgage. Validation does not build actual, lasting generational wealth. You are a miserable slave to public opinion. The matrix requires your constant, predictable financial submission. They need you to feel inadequate every morning. They need you to buy products to cope. You buy products to soothe your deep anxiety. The anxiety was artificially manufactured by corporate marketing. You are trapped in a vicious psychological loop. This massive psychological blind spot compounds against you daily. Social media algorithms actively hide this exact truth. Ignore this and become completely financially obsolete tomorrow. Examine your toxic daily spending habits right now. 5 habits of fake wealth. Let us clinically examine the 5 fake habits. Habit 1 is hyperconsumption of depreciating physical liabilities. You eagerly buy luxury cars that lose value. They lose thousands of dollars in value daily. You buy expensive clothes that become worthless tomorrow. You eagerly trade your finite time for plastic. You buy the newest smartphone every single year. You convince yourself it is a business investment. It is not an investment, it is consumption. You are addicted to the brief dopamine spike. The dopamine fades, but the credit card bill remains. Habit 2 is aggressively funding lifestyle with debt. You aggressively use high-interest credit cards for survival. You buy cheap, temporary dopamine with borrowed money. You finance expensive international vacations to impress strangers. You post digital photos to make enemies jealous. You care more about optics than financial math. You pay 20% interest on a vacation. You are literally paying extra for a fake memory. You are stealing from your future financial self. Habit 3 is chronic, unstoppable lifestyle inflation disease. You receive a tiny corporate raise at work. You instantly upgrade your apartment and your car. You instantly increase your monthly fixed living expenses. Your absolute savings rate remains exactly at 0. Make twice as much money as before, but you are just as broke as before. You are simply broke at a higher income level. Your expenses magically rise to meet your income. This mathematically guarantees you can never actually retire. Habit 4 is obsessing over your corporate title. You care significantly more about prestige than equity. You accept a very low salary for titles. A fancy corporate title makes you feel important. You update your LinkedIn profile with immense pride. Fancy title does not pay your mortgage. It does not build independent, generational financial freedom. You are a glorified servant with a nameplate. You are proud of your spot in the hierarchy. The hierarchy was designed to keep you trapped. Habit 5 is completely ignoring the mathematical reality. You aggressively refuse to track your net worth. You completely avoid looking at credit card statements. You treat your financial math like a disease. You hope the massive debt magically disappears eventually. It never disappears, it only compounds against you. You intentionally avoid the pain of the numbers. Ignorance feels like bliss in the short term. Ignorance is absolute destruction in the long term. These 5 habits guarantee your permanent middle-class poverty. Pay extreme attention right now immediately to this. The mathematical cost of your ego compounds daily. This exact mechanism is draining your equity today. You must calculate your true biological financial fear. How synthetic status keeps you broke. These 5 habits are primitive biological defense mechanisms. Your primitive brain is absolutely terrified of inferiority. In ancient human tribes, low status meant death. If you were low status, you starved quickly. You were cast out into the freezing wilderness. You did not survive the brutal winter season. Your primitive amygdala still firmly believes this today. It reacts to social rejection like physical death. You buy luxury items to violently signal value. You are buying a ridiculously expensive psychological shield. You desperately want the tribe to respect you. You want your peers to think you matter. You want them to protect you from danger. But modern corporate society is not an ancient tribe. Nobody actually cares about your expensive luxury car. Strangers on the street do not respect you. They only care about how they look inside. They imagine themselves driving your expensive luxury car. They are completely absorbed in their own ego. You sacrifice your actual freedom for temporary validation. You happily trade generational wealth for passing glances. Synthetic status is the most expensive modern drug. It is a highly addictive, destructive financial narcotic. It mathematically guarantees your permanent, inescapable corporate poverty. Your massive ego is your biggest financial liability. It forces you to make catastrophic mathematical decisions. You buy a massive house to look successful. You buy it in the most expensive neighborhood. You pay $1 million in bank interest. You are completely trapped in a 30-year mortgage. You can never quit your toxic corporate job. Your corporate boss entirely controls your high-status lifestyle. You must endure their abuse to pay bills. You are a wealthy-looking slave to the bank. You wear shiny golden handcuffs, but they remain handcuffs. You are trapped inside a beautiful financial prison. You built the prison bars with your ego. You locked yourself inside to impress your neighbors. Your neighbors are also trapped in their prisons. You are all pretending to be completely free. You are all secretly suffocating under massive debt. You must expose your educated mind's darkest secret. The financial elite weaponize this exact behavior daily. Adopt this specific rule today or stay broke. Weaponize your daily actions right now without hesitation. Your ego is a liability. Your ego is not protecting your social reputation. Your ego is actively destroying your family's future. Wall Street absolutely weaponizes your fragile ego perfectly. They employ thousands of advanced behavioral human psychologists. They deeply study your primitive biological social insecurities. They map your brain's exact chemical reward system. They know you are utterly desperate for status. They know you fear being completely average today. They perfectly engineered the entire modern credit system. They offer you instant synthetic status through debt. You eagerly swipe your credit card for importance. You feel a massive rush of powerful dopamine. They charge you 25% interest instantly today. You are voluntarily funding their massive institutional leverage. You gladly pay commercial banks a premium fee. You pay them to soothe your fragile insecurities. They use your monthly interest payments for leverage. They use your hard-earned money to buy assets. They aggressively buy the apartment buildings you rent. They buy the massive corporate companies you serve. They buy the land your house sits upon. Your intense arrogance directly funds their generational empires. You are a biological, breathing battery for wealth. Wall Street aggressively extracts wealth through your ego. As long as you remain incredibly proud, you lose. As long as you desperately need validation, you lose. The financial system requires your constant social insecurity. A financially secure person does not buy luxury. They do not need to prove anything ever. A deeply insecure person buys luxury for survival. You are incredibly profitable to the global banking system. They need you to keep swiping your card. They want you to look rich but stay poor. They want you to remain a docile consumer. They want you to consume until you die. They profit from your absolute lack of discipline. Do not click away right now from this. This next framework is how the elite escape. Learn how they manipulate the entire financial board. Execute this exact escape plan right now today. A Wall Street exploits your insecurities. The global financial elite operate in total silence. They completely exist outside your desperate status games. They absolutely do not need your external validation. They do not care if they look poor. They drive 10-year-old reliable cars without shame. They live in modest homes while acquiring equity. They have completely murdered their middle-class fragile ego. They ruthlessly separated their self-worth from their possessions. They happily absorb the social friction of judgment. They embrace the temporary discomfort of looking average. They happily embrace the brutal judgment of broke people. They know that massive cash flow is king. Daily cash flow is the only metric that matters. They only care about absolute sovereign financial power. They quietly laugh at your desperate, pathetic performance. They own the banks issuing your credit cards. They own the luxury brands you worship daily. They own the massive corporations paying your salary. They own the media convincing you to consume. They own you completely, entirely, and without question. They deeply understand the dark psychology of status. They eagerly sell you the shiny status you crave. They take your real, tangible equity in exchange. It is the greatest financial trade in human history. You get a shiny new depreciating luxury car. They get 30 years of your physical labor. You get a beautiful designer bag for ego. They get compounding interest inside their hidden portfolios. You get a brand new massive flat-screen television. They get a new massive commercial real estate property. You fight viciously for a slightly better title. They quietly acquire massive ownership shares of the company. They absolutely do not want to look rich. They want to be completely untouchable for generations. They operate in the shadows of the economy. They pull the strings of the global market. They use your predictable behavior as their liquidity. Framework to kill your ego. You must aggressively destroy your delusional ego today. You must violently embrace the brutal reality of poverty. Admit to yourself that you are currently broke. Confess your massive financial sins in the mirror. Cut the heavy, suffocating chains of synthetic status. Sell the incredibly expensive car you cannot afford. Sell it today and buy a reliable vehicle. Stop buying luxury clothes to impress broke people. Stop trying to impress people you actively despise. Take radical, dictatorial ownership of your financial disaster. This requires immense, terrifying psychological strength to execute. It will deeply hurt your fragile pride initially. Your broke friends will completely laugh at you. Your broke family will call you completely crazy. It will say you are losing your mind. Let them laugh while they drown in debt. Their harsh laughter means absolutely nothing to math. Mathematics does not care about your social feelings. Compound interest does not care about your ego. You must fiercely live far below your means. You must aggressively hoard every single extra dollar. You must violently deploy capital into cash-flowing assets. You must learn to build highly automated financial systems. Buy digital equity to secure your financial future. Buy real estate to build massive generational wealth. Buy broad market index funds and hold forever. Starve your fragile ego and feed your portfolio. Focus entirely on acquiring massive leverage and ownership. Become the silent architect of your own life. The financial elite actively suppress this psychological truth. Subscribe right now to join the elite minority. Master the 1% money mindset right today. Stop playing the rigged game they designed perfectly. Learn the exact protocol to build invisible wealth. Master your mind before the system destroys you. Build your fortress of absolute sovereign financial power. See you in the next elite financial protocol.